go. Hello, everybody. This is Grimcad, and we are here on a Saturday, for me, anyways. And we are playing some Dungeons and Dragons, some 5th edition, The Tomb of Annihilation. Welcome to those of you who have been watching and joining. Obviously, this is not our normal day. Some things came up, and we had to postpone until today. I'm a player. My name is Grimcad. I didn't change my portrait, and I'm anal retentive enough that bothers me, so I have to change my portrait so you all can see this information. Please don't steal my identity or anything. I don't think anything's secret, but regardless. Real professional over here.
Oh yeah. Super
professional. That's why I get paid the big bucks. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Me, you already know. Let's go ahead and start on down the line with Greg playing Jake. Say hi.
Howdy everyone. My name's Greg, and my character in the Tomb of Annihilation is called Jake.
Yeah. Let's move over to Fraser playing Roland.
Yeah, I'm Roland. I'm the sneaky guy that tries to convince people to set people on fire.
Very good spy, boys.
You may also know me as Rick from the Shifting City.
I mean, technically, you're 1 for 1 for getting people to set people on fire. So
better than his track record of sneaking.
Hey, 1 to 1 is definitely a good ratio.
Right.
Undefeated.
And last but certainly not least, our DM for this campaign, Gypsy.
Oh, also Zedron and Shifting City, though you missed me this week because alarms suck.
Yeah, you're also a little quiet today.
Sorry, it might be my mic, and I was speaking pretty quiet just then.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm gonna hand it straight over to you. So have at it, sir.
So, well, last time we left off, you guys had just quite unceremoniously tortured and murdered a man. The rest of the session was spent mainly with Roland getting information and trying to find this character, Shago, in Fort Belurian. And I don't know if Roland has any information he'd like to share or anything about that thing. Well, everyone's just kind of standing around these 3 pits that everyone who wasn't Roland spent a day or 2 constructing in the ground for a ambush type setup that worked, but not perfectly. I mean, your target's dead and you're alive now, but we did lose Roland a couple of times, I believe, yes.
That's definitely a work in my book, though.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a dead, rather crispy body lying in the bottom of a pit.
So look at. Do we want to take anything back? Signify that the job's done.
Well, I
fair point.
Kind of don't think that's a good idea. I think we don't want to be carrying his body around. Obviously, we want this to be a secret, so we want someone to find him there, and he's not the easiest to identify right now, so probably for the best that we leave his stuff on him. We can search him to see what he has on him, but
it might be worth a check to see if it. Oh shit! It might be worth a check to see if he has a signet ring of some description.
Give me a...
He was apparently tied to the Merchant Princess. So maybe
he was tied to the Merchant Princess.
He had relations with one of the Merchant Princesses.
Relations,
I believe I believe his mother was a merchant prince. I'm not 100% sure. I
Where
didn't
does
get that
information
much
come?
information.
Where does information?
It was his boss sort of thing. I can't remember her name, but there was a lady who didn't want to send us any troops with him, but he wanted to come. But she was really worried about what his mother might say if anything would happen.
So, we have someone who is potentially the son of what sounds like an overprotective merchant prince that we just rather unceremoniously ended.
So someone knows that he's out here, and he knows that he followed you out here.
Yes, but they also know that there's undead in the area. So, who knows? Maybe if they
What
don't find him,
we need
they
to
think the
do
undead take him.
immediately is start setting down tracks, making this look like it was a much bigger battle
Yeah.
than it was, I think.
Good idea.
If it's cool enough, one of you should head down and search him for anything small, but he has to be found, and we cannot be tied to this.
Yeah.
So fine.
Also, just while we're talking and before we work, I managed to make contact with my contact while I was in the city, and I got a pretty good lead on where one of the pirate ships may dock regularly.
Nearby.
It was actually relatively close, wasn't it? It's
Yes.
just north of here, maybe 2 or 3 days journey. I'm not sure how long it would take, but I think we need to get word of this guy back to the merchant prince before we head out.
Well, I think we need to speak with the merchant prince who's hired us, but obviously no one else. And there will be, I'm sure, some time in between, well, hopefully, us getting there and them just finding him, and, well, but we can at least give word that we played our part.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so I want to go ahead and, start attempting to put tracks down, signs of a battle that was bigger than what it actually was. What kind of role would you like for that?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about that. You do have the precursors for it as well already.
Survival, as it's basically reverse survival.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking. Yeah, give me a survival check. Give it at advantage, because I imagine you wouldn't be the only person doing it.
Sure, and I'll also guidance myself.
Yeah.
And did you want an investigation or a perception
If
to
you're
try and find markables?
How are you getting down
Just-
into the pit? What are you doing to get down there? Because he's at the bottom of like a 10, 20 foot drop. Oh no.
There's trees close by, isn't there? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just tie a rope to that tree, climb
Yep.
down.
Yep. Give me a dex roll quickly. Dex save.
Deck save.
Yeah, no, just slide by doing it. You've got ropes and everything. You can get to the bottom. Now give me a investigation roll.
Investigate. Shall investigate him.
You,
I shall not
He's-
investigate him.
he's a mangled corpse. Like the tatters of his leather armor, just that tatters. His shield is burnt and crispy. You can't find any rings or anything like that, but he's very much has the body of like a warrior. So you'd probably imagine he wouldn't have a lot of jewelry and stuff like that, but yeah, you don't find anything that you think would be like, hey, this stands for this guy, but you don't find much at all, really.
Alright.
You've still got a spear, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, not that that's as an identification or anything. I was just saying that, hey, you got something that wasn't burnt to a crisp.
Wouldn't it be better to leave the weapon?
Yeah,
Though?
I
I see
don't-
you with the spear, but I'm
Feel
sure
real
it's
comfort-
readily identifiable.
Traveling with that weapon, I do not feel comfortable.
And yeah,
Should we burn
the
this?
spear
Should we
is-
burn the spear a little bit? Because he threw it out of the pit before we set the pit on fire.
Well,
I can snap
let's
it in half. And
take
just
one of the
the
corpses, stab it with it, throw it in there, and if you have any more of those oil things.
Or should we throw it into a tree so it looks like he just missed?
Well, I'm sure it has your blood on it. For one.
Not for long, uses cloak.
How long does it take to lick the spear clean?
Ugh.
I mean, licking it would be a good like 5-10 minutes, but yeah, you could wipe it. You could wipe it down easy enough. Like it's not like it's some intricate thing with carvings and everything all over it where the blood gets into it. It's a stock standard warrior's spear with seems to be some kind of rock tip, almost chiseled into almost like a tri formation, almost like a broad arrowhead or something. But
So-
besides that, it's a stick with a stone on the end.
So I gotta stop everybody real quick, because one, I need to put my kid away. Or down away. Down to bed. And two, I have to say that I found out the other day that when I pause Discord, it still picks up the recording, right? Like what's going on my version. So I just muted myself and just shouted as loud as I could for my kid. So I apologize for that. I did it without them.
We did it wrong. Unless we talked to YouTube, we didn't hear you shouting.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll be back in like 5. You guys keep on.
That's fine. Yeah, so you could easily enough. I mean, we're mainly going off of Grimcad's survival role for the whole making the battle look bigger than it is. But yeah, the advantage came from little things like that that you guys are helping with.
Yeah. Except as I can't actually get anything from him, it may as well help. We should have a wee bit of time.
I love that though. I love that. So wait,
What?
we just killed someone who might be important to someone very important. Ha!
Yep.
And I'm in the background like, I know the truth for the past 3 sessions and I've watched you set it all up. But I mean, while you guys are here, is there anything else or specific that you want to do that would take a good 10-15 minutes?
Oh, would you be able to help me with my leveling bar?
Oh yeah. So cleric level 5. So new things you get at level 2, you get channel divinity and a divine domain feature.
Do you want to send me the link?
Yeah, I'll just find a
Cool.
good one. There's a really good one that. Yeah. Fine. Yes. Yeah, this has basically all the information. But it's a bit confusing to read through, so I'll send you a simplified one that you can cross-reference with. Or this one might be easier to use. But I like that handbook one because it's like full in-depth guides to the classes. Have you had a look at that, Fraser?
What's that?
Send you the link. There's handbooks for all of them. So you get, Greg, you get Preserve Life. So starting at 2nd level, you can use Channel Divinity to heal the badly injured. As an action, you present your holy symbol and evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose any creatures within 30 feet of you. So it's basically another big heal. Actually, that's all you get. You don't get another domain proficiency. But you also get spell slots.
Whereabouts did you see that description?
There is a thing for cleric in Roll20 if you click the I and then go to classes.
That might work too, yes.
The little info thing. Compendium tab. Fancy name.
Alright.
While everyone else has been working, Flask and River are talking. They're not talking super hushed or sneakily, but they're not going out of their way to help you guys either. They're just off to the side chatting to each other. Just FYI.
Do they look very scheming?
I mean, you can insight if you want. If you're paying particular attention to it. Do you have anything that like lip reading or anything like that?
Not lip reading.
No.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could get.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a feat that allows you to like gain advantage on insight checks against speech you can't hear as long as you can see people talking or something like that. But give me an insight check if you scheming.
Character with lip reading proficiency can understand words by sight alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't actually understand them.
Well, no.
How schemy do they look? I thought I clicked that. I did click it. Damn it.
They're deep in prayer.
They don't look schemy.
They're deep in prayer as far as you're concerned. There's nothing bad about them going on at all. But no, like they even with 3 1s in a row apparently, basically. No, they're not scheming.
Yeah, I didn't mean to roll that second one.
Like if you approached them or anything, they don't cut their conversation.
I rolled
or
once,
dim to
but then it
whispers
didn't
or
show
anything.
up.
Yeah, I figured that was what happened.
What if I just rock up to them and say, "So guys, how much shit do you think we're in now?"
Well, I mean, it depends on whether or not it's found out what happened here. If that's found out, then we're all in for a lot of trouble. Welcome back. I assume you actually did rock up to them and say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I can't just tell what they're doing.
Oh, like
Just
those
go rock up
terrible
and start
insight
jamming
rolls.
conversation with them.
Oh, Flask and River were just talking between themselves as everyone else was working to make the battle look quote unquote more than what it was.
Okay. Well, I guess
then-
afterwards, I look to him and say, well, what do you think? Does it look like a large confrontation happened here? Like, large?
Well, it looks like an ambush. It is what it is, really. I mean, the bodies and everything. There's no fresh blood around them or anything. There's someone who knows the battlefield well. They'll probably see through it, but to a passerby, it'll look like a fight, most likely.
Sure. That is if they find them today. If they find them in a few days, maybe no issues.
If they find them in a few days, I very doubt there'll be very much meat left here in general.
Ah, well, fair.
Well, I'll be back in a sec. Sorry.
Yeah. Sound like these dogs started to learn how to play guitar there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
It was impressive.
Sometimes that dog knows how to play guitar better than we do.
Ah.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Fucking dog. But yes, no one overthrew governments while I was away.
Yeah, but
Okay. No, but
So,
Well,
River and Flask, I mean, they're happy enough with whatever you guys decide. They're just here as guides and muscle as far as they're concerned for the time.
sure. Well, if no one has any other ideas, I imagine we should try to get out of here while hopefully ensuring we're not setting any tracks.
You want to give me survival roll?
I
We can
will,
either
but,
do
you know.
one with advantage, or everyone can do their own.
I would like to give you a survival with advantage.
Yep.
Can I throw some guidance on there as well?
Yeah.
So
I
what's
mean,
a 20?
Even with the 18, yeah, you basically passed cast without a trace on yourself as you go, but not actually.
Right.
Yeah, you're pretty confident you haven't left any tracks as you leave the direct area around the confrontation. I can't remember what time. We didn't actually set a direct time for that, or did we?
I think we have another 3 days to get back.
Oh no, for the time of day.
No, it didn't really go.
Yeah,
At least I don't believe it did.
It was a random time, so we will random time it. How do you make a dice?
you go to that little dice thing, and then you go to advanced dice roller. Just be able to change the day.
It won't let me make my own.
No, it
style
doesn't.
dice.
That
You can just type it out to /R 1D whatever.
Oh, okay, I could have done that, yeah. So it is about 4 o'clock by the time you guys finish up and are ready to head out. Are you heading straight back to Nyanzaru, or?
yeah, straight back.
I would say straight back to, yeah.
I think that's the best idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do we want to march through the night or make camp? Like I'd guess far enough away from.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
thing that won't raise suspicion, but yeah.
I've used up spell slots, but I don't think it would be an awful idea to try to go through the night, at least one of the nights. Because we are working on a time limit here.
I agree. More ground we cover to get away from here, the better.
Alright, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, everyone will take 1 exhaustion level. And I'll mark these guys get a drop to.
Yep.
And we will go back to the survival rolls per day. Is it just for the first night, or are you guys basically whole footing all the way back to the city?
Well, talking with our guides, how long would it be if we were just pushing all the way to the city? Under ideal conditions, would it take us to get there?
Ideal conditions, half a day to get to the roads, and maybe another day and a half traveling if we're only stopping for the slightest of breathers and not making camp. But we will not be arriving in any kind of fit state when we get back to the city. I mean, me and my brother are a bit loath to do it, but we will.
How's about one night of pushing it and the rest is normal? What do you guys think?
I think I like that idea.
Alright, well, there will be 1 more for the day and then 1 more for the night, so 2 more levels of exhaustion. And you guys get to... You can see the city from here by the last night, but it would take the entire night to push to the city. And like was said, you would be destroyed. I mean, check your exhaustion levels as they are.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
at 3.
pushing it at the moment.
I'm at 4, so...
I'm at 5.
Oh, really?
I'm
This
pushing
hit
it.
point max half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon we should make camp here.
I agree.
Alright, well, you find the best you can do. I mean, the roads in these areas seem close enough to the city that like major wildlife isn't going to be a major issue, but lesser things may or may not chitter at you at the night.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wish to... Oh, wait. Who said they're at 5?
Me and Iskor.
You really should have been watching that,
Was it?
because you only get 6 levels.
I think you're only at 4, because
Yeah,
I think you should have been the same as me.
He was
Yeah.
also wearing
Oh,
heavy armor.
Oh.
Oh no, Iskor was at 4. I was at 5. Sorry.
So yeah, you definitely can't push like you've
You,
for the past
you can't move.
yeah for the
at level
afternoon
5.
for the afternoon you've basically been dragging Jake, or his squire has more if people don't help him. Like he's destroyed.
Yeah.
So yes, you guys make camp. I'm going to roll you guys a straight d20 because frankly everyone passes out. There's no keeping watch. If you guys get attacked during the night, you at the disadvantage. Everyone is that exhausted. If you want to give me a Constitution save, you can try stay up for a few hours, and we'll change the dice roll. But yeah. Roland manages to stay up a couple of hours, which will... Yeah. You guys, you guys more lucked out than anything.
I
Yeah.
technically only need to sleep for 4 hours anyway, so
Yeah.
I think I'd probably be able to stay a little bit awake, or at
But
least finish sleep first.
everyone can remove an exhaustion level, and you manage to amazingly wake up unscathed after the night.
Well, that's good. I say
I like it.
we push on then.
Yep. Well, you can make it to Nyanzaru and the sail rope boats or whatever, however you would describe them, easy enough
right.
without issue. You, assuming somebody has a few copper pieces, can secure charter across. Obviously, it's a public access way across the river, basically. But yeah, it's a couple of copper.
Tell me how much it is, and I'll pony it up.
We'll just say 10 copper for everyone. And you are back in Nyanzaru. Sorry, I realized you guys have been on the random battle map. I meant to bring you back to the map of travel.
That's alright.
But you guys are back in Nyanzaru, and you would be... somewhere over here, I imagine. Yeah.
Well, I think the very first thing we do is sort of rather sheepishly ask, oh god, a flask of wine and river mist, who exactly is the merchant prince who is over trade and would be over things like dying and whatnot? Like, actually physically dying clothes.
Yes, give me a second. What is it? Yeah. Sorry, I've got to go through each one.
Sure, no worries.
It would... What? I mean, if you're talking about, like, sundry items and things like that, then they would probably be Ikene.
Okay. Can I ask for a physical description and then match it up with what I know? Like, is that definitely the person we're talking about?
What do you mean?
Just to make sure this is the right person, that is the one that we got the job from.
Oh, no, that wasn't the one you got the job from. You can... that was... Quaoth that you got the job off.
That was Quaoth? Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry. She's that one.
Gotcha. Who is, like, fruit and perfume, I have written down.
Yes.
Well...
Weird how some of them are laid out.
Yeah.
Ikene is the one that does non-magical weapons and items.
Gotcha.
But yes, I mean, me and my brother, we're exhausted, frankly, and if you're planning another expedition, I wouldn't plan it anytime soon, but we will come find you in a couple of days to talk about what might be happening in the future, and if you are planning on going out again.
Yes, that does sound good.
And River Mist and Flask of Wine, assuming you have no other questions, duck their way off towards Milar's throat.
Alright. Well, I suppose we should go see this Quaoth first things first, if she'll see us, and say that the job is done, and that word should be reaching fairly soon.
Do you think it's odd they didn't ask us for their pay?
I didn't want to bring it up.
Neither did I, but now
They did
it's too
also-
late.
They did also say that they would come find you in a couple of days.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, Cholt's a very varied place and quite diverse in who's here. I mean, there's been basically every race that you could see within the city walls at one point or another. But you lot with your heavy armor cleric and amongst your group and the big blue-skinned guy, you guys do stand out a little bit. Not to mention the walking beehive. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the failed spy is probably the most nondescript out of all of you. So at least he knows one part of his job well.
Right.
I blend in with the crowd. That's all I'm good at.
Either way, I know that we had sort of discussed, or at least I know I proposed stiffing them, but they did well. I think we should make it a priority to make sure they do get paid for a job well done.
Yes. Yes. Without them, we would most certainly more. At least I would certainly be dead. I think maybe more than just me.
Indeed. So, again, do we think we should go see Quaoth first thing, or should we attempt to make ourselves more presentable? I would vote to see her first thing.
Yeah, I don't really think we have time to be dillied up.
I agree.
Yeah, like you're basically on your deadline day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
All right. Well, we'll
Okay.
go and try to get audience with her.
Show up covered in blood and dirt, me with a
Yeah.
spear hole through me.
And you
It's
guys
proof that we've done it.
standing out of it, yeah, and you can almost see, not people are avoiding you in the street and everything, but they're also not entering a almost 5-10 foot radius around you if they can help it. Whether it's smell, whether it's the fact that you look bad and dirty, or what,
A little bit of all of the
Crowd-
above.
you don't find yourself in any big crowds unless you put yourself in them as you
Okay.
walk through the streets. But you manage to get about halfway to the merchant prince's villa when you hear a small "Psst. Hey, you lot, over here," from you'd almost call him a Cholton boy, but he's a bit older than that, probably in his teens at somewhere in those areas. He's dressed reasonably well, like not like nobility or flash or anything like that, but he's not wearing commoner's rabble clothes either.
Can I give the area a quick once over and see if he looks like he's alone?
Yep, give me a perception
Being the
with the
dodgy guy of the group,
Yeah.
I'm more just
You don't
inclined
see
to just
anybody.
trust him.
What
You
about-
don't see anybody untowards anyway. There are other people on the street that look like they're going about their own business and everything, but
Sure.
like the little, it's not an alleyway. It's almost like an alcove in the wall that he's standing in or resting, leaning in. You can't see anyone else keeping particular attention to it or anything like that.
Alright, well, I mean, if no one else would, I'd at least go over, but try to keep my distance.
Oh, I would. I'm the shady guy. I just sort of trust them, being that they're approaching us in a real shady way.
We are on
So I
our
look at
way.
the-
No, sorry, go ahead.
And so I look at the boy and I say, "Well, how's about you meet us halfway? How's about you come out here?"
It's not necessary. I just need your attention.
Well, you kind of have to see it from our point of view. We can't really go over there. That's a bit unsafe on our behalf. So how's about you meet us halfway and come?
I'm
halfway.
trying to save you a trip. My mistress says that the man will survive, and she has her ways of knowing that you've done your job. She doesn't need nor want to see you, and suggests very, very highly that no one hear about this, if you catch my meaning.
Oh, yeah, we catch your meaning.
I-
You know
I
what?
get your meaning.
You have a good day.
Yeah, I'll try. And walks off. He seems a little bit miffed. But as far as you're aware, she somehow knows that your job has been accomplished.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I suppose that sort of takes care of that, although I'll admit, not quite as well as I had hoped for.
Job's done now, so
Yeah, let's try not to speak of this.
back to the inn, boys.
I think so. I think we all need some sleep. I know I do.
Are we going back to the House of Repose?
Yes, I think so.
Well, when you arrived there, you were greeted by the same little old lady that first saw to you when you very first arrived, and she seems rather pleased to see you guys back.
Hello, dearies. Did you have a good time outside the city?
We didn't die.
Oh, it was wonderful. The jungle is just so vivid and colorful.
Well, you're a lot braver than most. Were you needing rooms again?
Yes. Same arrangement as last time.
That's fine if you've got the coin.
I don't remember exactly how much it was, however.
I do not either. I can't be bothered doing. We'll say that she'll be happy to do it for like 20 gold. Just because you guys have proven that you're not the whole room thrashing type, and you know, you've given rather respect when you were there.
I think we got it for 15 last time, but
Oh, was
okay,
it?
price is going up.
Was it? Was it
I don't.
Was it-
I don't actually remember,
I just remember it
but
was
I think it was
like
lower than
buying
20.
for a week. Oh, well, we'll say 10 then for another week. And you guys are seeing to the same kind of floor, I guess. Again, this doesn't seem to get a lot of traffic.
It's good because we get the same room then, don't we?
Yes, that's what I was saving the effort for.
So how do we want to pay for all that? Does everybody want to pay? There's 5 of us, right? So 10 gold, 2 gold.
I mean, I covered everyone last time, so if someone wants to cover me, that'd be great.
I will cover your 2 gold.
Sweet.
The final boss paying your room fees.
You big bad evil guy would be 2 gold pieces.
But you have your room again. You're back in the city. Is there anything people wish to do before they pass out again? You are still all very, very exhausted.
I want to try to bathe, but that's about it.
Yeah, just clean the blood off the wounds.
Well, take your first proper long rest, and if you guys want to spend a day or two to clear all exhaustion and just basically scratch over it and say you spend the time resting and everything like that. We don't need to, unless people have anything specific they want to do, as long as it's not extraneous, we can do that too.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some time resting, and I don't have anything I'd like to do, really.
Well, we will clear sheet then and call it another 2 days. So morning of the 3rd since you guys came back from your first little outing.
Okay.
And yeah, clean flash sheets.
Well,
Very good.
we have to find ourselves a paying job, I believe.
Yes. Those pirate ships were worth a lot of money. I
They
don't know
were,
if we can
but
take out an entire crew of pirates, though.
we had a bit of trouble on this last outing. I do not believe we are up for an entire crew of pirates, no matter how noble the goal.
Hmm.
I think we need to find something a bit more suitable.
In your league.
Can you imagine if there were 20 or 30 of those?
Hmm. Would most certainly not have survived.
We could take a little bit of time and put our ears down to the ground again. I know I've been here for so long, and still, Quaoth might have some more wholesome things for me. I am a druid, and she deals with food and groceries and all. Perhaps there's something along there, or you're a cleric, Jake. Perhaps there's something that some of the temples needs. I think we should do a little bit of investigation and put our heads to the ground. Or we could simply go out and attempt to find something. There were those Batiri, so we know there's goblins of a sort out there. Surely they have some sort of wealth. Again, we would have to hire the guides for that again, and as accommodating as they were, I'm sure they're going to be wanting to be paid this time around.
Yes, the problem with having a job. Needing to get paid.
Indeed.
I'm just going to point out that there were... you did find a couple of guides when you were looking for them that offered to waive fees for help with their own issues.
Okay.
Explore those avenues as well if you wanted to. I just didn't know if you guys had forgotten or not, so I thought I'd remind you.
I had forgotten. Let's put our heads to the ground. This is my vote anyway. We put our heads to the ground, spend a day or two, preferably one, but you know how things go. Looking for something. If nobody can come up with anything, then let's follow up on one of the guide leads. And if nothing else, talk to them.
Oh yeah, I was a bit busy with the children. What did I miss out on? Oh, who when I came back was looking for jobs.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Basically what we've been talking about.
We're just discussing what we're going to do now that we're back in the town.
Yeah. And
We've got the option of looking for good jobs, or we could look for guides that want help with things.
yeah.
Alright.
You know, I suggested each of us pursuing our own avenues. You know, I'm a druid, so I can the food markets and whatever. You're a cleric, you can check the temples and
temples. Yeah, I was just thinking that I could really go check the temples, see if there's anything.
Yeah.
I forgot anything going at the moment.
I could always just go out and keep my ear open for things that someone could, with my certain set of skills, could do.
Yeah. Let's spend the day looking, and we'll do the smart thing and split the party. But I know I'll at least stay to the more civilized areas, and we'll see if there's anything that needs doing, and then we'll pull things together at the end. And if we can't find with anything, then we can talk to guides and stuff tomorrow. Sound good?
All right.
Oh,
So good.
first thing, how were people doing it? Like, was anyone going to go out of their way into seedy places or places where you might be in danger or anything like that?
I
You
certainly
know
was
it.
not.
Yeah, or would you be keeping more to legitimate avenues and just word of mouth sources and stuff like that that won't get you in trouble?
That's what I would be doing.
Rolling?
You know. I'm, I'm going to those seedy places.
Not even a
I mean, yeah,
question.
there's a big difference between like doing that.
A cleric going to the seedy place.
Yeah, and a cleric going to city places and stuff like that. Like you know, there's a difference between walking through the hood and walking straight into the project.
There's like, first of all, there's honor among thieves.
Yeah. So, assuming no
I had
one's
it in my
going to
life before this
go
one.
out of their way to make problems or go anywhere untoward, give me basic investigation rolls from everyone.
Ugh.
Jake, just do you, not Esquire.
Yep. Not survival rolls.
I'll do the DM.
Look at
Investigation. Greg, investigation fool. Yeah. No, investigation.
Yeah, no, it's a bloody mouse. All right.
Jesus.
Investigating.
So I mean, for the most part, there's always, I guess, you know, common work going that you could apply your trade crafts to and everything. A priest can work at the temple, though you don't really earn a wage doing that, just because
No.
it's not how you guys work. And if anything, you should be giving the church money because that's how clerics work. But that's on your decision to make. Grim, you can find work. I wouldn't call it anything like super special. Would you be trying to actually try any angles with merchant princes or anything like that, or are you just keeping more to the lower rungs, trying to find a go between job, basically?
Right. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Like, am I looking for direct work from the merchant princes? Not exactly.
Yeah, just as you said, go try Quaoth or something like that. Because like if you went to Quaoth's mansion, you basically would not be seen. It's not that she's ignoring you or anything. It's that she's a busy woman and
Right.
she's not going to make time for just someone. Like, as far as the rest of the world's concerned, you've pretty much never met her.
Yeah. And so no, I wouldn't try that high. You know, I mean, I'm a druid, so I do have certain connections and whatnot. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not going for the tippy of the top.
Well, in that case, yeah. Again, you could all basically find general work that would get you a couple of gold a day or something like that. If push comes to shove, you could go work down at the harbour as harbour hands or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, general work is plentiful. Roland, you do actually with that 20. Let me just pull up this. You manage to, while you're hanging around the executioner's run, at some point during the middle of the day, you run into a female Trollton. And she's turns out to be one of the bookies who is asking for a strong arm to go collect, or to go with her to collect some money at some point. It has to be within the next kind of like afternoon, so you could probably have enough time to go find a party member or two, because you guys talked about how you split up. She's offering half of what is owed as payment.
I would ask her if she thought I was enough, or if I should get someone else.
She would.
And then I flex.
She would suggest that you go find some help, and she kind of looks at you like, "Oh, what's this weed gonna do?" She's not a small woman, but she's not like a brick shit house or anything like that. Like she's got size to her. Looks like she can hold her own, but yeah. So she's looking at you a bit like, "Oh, I wonder if this weed can even really do much." But she's willing to offer you the chance. And she says she'll wait a couple of hours, but any longer than that, she's going to find other help.
Well, I would search for about an hour and a half, never getting half an hour away from her, to try and find someone.
Let me just check the map quickly.
If I can't find anyone in that time, I would end up going back and... Alright, let's go.
Give me a investigation roll again.
Investigate.
You don't find anyone, and when you turn back up with no one else to help, she not politely, but not being rude either, but she non-politely refuses your help and just says, you'd be a liability. You get one or both of us killed. Just go.
I'm actually a whole lot more helpful than I look, and none of my friends are around, so I got this.
I'm gonna say it. Are you sure? Are you sure? This is your chance to die.
Am I sure? This is a real tough decision.
I mean, I don't know, but it feels like that's a phrase I've heard before.
I'll ask her if she minds waiting around a wee bit longer while I go look for more people.
She's basically flat out refusing. Like you could try give a persuasion check, I guess, but yeah, you're gonna need to roll high. If yeah, roll persuasion if you want to.
Damn it!
She refuses to get you killed. Like
I promise I can help you. I swear, I promise I can help you.
She's a bookie asking for help. This is obviously a problem that needs proper help, not what's standing in front of her.
Just stabs her.
But again, at the same time, there is still. Oh,
my bad.
Again, at the same time, there is still general work that you could do, whether it's dock hands or something like that, that would net you, 2-3 gold pieces a day or something like that. But it would be hard labor in the cases of like you, who doesn't have exactly specialized training unless you are doing breaking and entering and stuff. But that's a whole different story.
I mean, yeah, I could have always broke into this person's house and not strung out. She's looking for a strong arm. She's looking for a strong arm when she just needs something to get the money.
No, it's a bookie who hasn't been paid. She needs to also show that, you don't not pay. But I mean, again, if you wanted to spend the day doing your jobs, essentially, I'll give you a D4 minus 1, with a 0 being 1.
Yeah, why not?
What is that for?
I guess I'll do.
Oh, actually, yeah, everyone can roll their own. I'll just do the Ds. So D4 minus 1, and you get that much gold if you're doing general work. And again, these are jobs that literally anyone can do, and most people do just to eat for the day. Oof, Greg.
Oh.
So that's just a 1, Greg. You don't. If it would take you to 0, you're not gonna not get paid for a day of work. Although that'd be pretty.
That's just been a terrible day of work.
Well,
Hugo.
monetary gain being cleric is not a big deal.
No. But you.
It is a bonus, and anyway, it's a bonus.
You are set back for the day, and it is now the evening time. The city's starting to quieten down a bit, and as it does, you can hear thunder rumbling off in the distance, and shops and houses and stuff to be putting down storm battens and everything across the windows that are usually left open.
So this is about to be a pretty big storm, obviously.
You're getting the feeling of it, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, at a certain point, we didn't really agree on anything, but obviously, we'd make our way back to the inn.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'd assume it'd be about the same time, unless people are specifically working late or something.
Making sure a really good thief doesn't want to go on any nighties, peanuts.
I'm only working late if the boss told me I had to.
I mean, just saying, like, heavy storm, that's when a rogue would actually flourish, if anything. Get those advantages.
Yeah.
Not to put ideas in the rogue's head or anything, but you know.
But I was sort of waiting for the thunder and lightning to start.
Yeah. But everyone makes it back to the inn within probably an hour or two of each other. It's probably times like this that, I guess, glossing over stuff like that, you know, it'd be generally agreed that at, you know, some point you'd meet up.
Yeah.
So we can take it from there when everyone's together and everything. But I need to smoke and to go to toilet, so if anyone needs to refill coffees or anything like that,
Yeah, sure.
we'll
Take 5.
take a quick 5-minute break and be
Definitely
back
sounds like a good time.
a few. Alright, catch you soon.
Just gotta switch headphones over to a different phone so I can still be by my phone to know when everyone's back.
Is everyone ready to die now? Let's die.
Sorry, what?
Who's back? Who's not?
I think it's just me.
Grim's back, apparently.
Yeah. I don't think anybody else is, though.
Okay.
Have we got a Fraser? No. Okay.
So I cooked dinner tonight, and I was making some vegetables, like California vegetables. It's just a mix, like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and, some other BS in there. I was popping in some garlic powder into it to spice it up a little bit, when, to my dismay, I realized that I did not put garlic powder in my vegetables at all. I put cinnamon in my vegetables. They were not great. It is not a thing that I would recommend you doing. Not great at all.
Am I late?
Reasonably.
What's that?
No, you're right.
You can turn around first and say, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, who was that way?
That certainly wasn't the right button.
Grim, if you're there, we are all back and you are muted.
Oh my god, I did not realize I was muted. Like,
I don't think so.
look,
thought
I
that-
even, like, told a story and whatnot, and there was just dead silence, and I was like, oh, I guess that one's just a big old miss.
I'm totally gonna have to watch the VOD to find out the story.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Not
I'm
gonna
dumb.
lie.
Oh, goodness. Well, either way, I think that, once we're all back, and I guess before Roland goes off and does any nefarious things that my character wants nothing to do with, I came up with nothing. I think tomorrow we should try talking with some of the guides and see if we can come up with some ways to make some money that way, because, I wound up doing manual labor of all things today, and that's certainly not what I had in mind.
Not at all. I fully agree with you.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was particularly manual labor that you would have been doing it.
Well,
Would
I
have been
mean,
something specific to what a druid would make use of. It's not like you would have needed to go work down at the docks or something like that.
fair enough.
It was more for the ones who didn't have specialized trades
Yeah.
that they could make use of in the middle of the night.
I mean, worst comes to worse, we could not starve if we're doing this, but again, this isn't quite what we had planned, or at least I had planned, certainly.
Barely gonna make weeks with a rent by working like this.
I mean, staying at probably one of the most expensive places in the city? Yeah, probably not.
I don't know, I made pretty well, actually. I made 2 gold. I mean, that's, it's not awful, certainly, for a day's worth of work, but...
But it's not why you became an
Sure.
It's not bad for a day's worth of work, but it is terrible if that's a house you're ripping off.
Right. But yes, I think if you all came up with anything, then I'd love to hear it.
I mean, there was one lady who wanted a strong man, but they wouldn't let me do it. I couldn't find anyone in time. So I think that job is a mess.
I don't quite know your history again, but I think those are the kind of jobs we want to stay away from. They're certainly the kind of jobs I want to stay away from. I understand not everyone has had quite the same history as each other, but again, that thing that we did, I don't want to go through that again.
Grim just wants to be a good boy.
I don't think this one was going to be another murder.
I also
they can always go bad, though.
Put it into words either. Weren't you a spy?
I was, but I mean, we did have debriefings, so we would eventually have to put it into words.
I mean, I trust the inn's proprietress far enough, but obviously that's not something I would trust them with, or any maids or housekeepers walking around outside. What's done is done. You all know how I feel about it, and again, it's happened. I participated in it again, but I don't think we should be seeking any more work like that. I think what we should be doing tomorrow is trying to find out with some of these guides Perhaps one of them has something we can help with that's well within our capabilities.
I mean, if nothing else, just going with the guides, we could possibly find out some more about Chalp. You never know.
Yes.
It is a good idea.
Any thoughts on the matter, Jake?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat you are at the moment. I'm not really seeking the darkest side of work at the moment. Not after that. Yeah.
That probably was one of the worst things I've done. But I've had a rather extensive history at work. You do see things like that quite often. So it's not fazing me as much as it is you guys, but I completely understand the hesitation, the not wanting to.
Well, here's hoping that you don't have to go through that sort of thing again. I'm going to retire for the night, I think, and I suppose first thing in the morning we should go try to find some of these guides and speak with them.
Yeah. I might head downstairs and see if there's a plant, but I'll be in bed. I'll be in bed soonish. I just don't need to sleep as long as you guys.
I don't know. Do the links work for you guys on these shared things?
Like,
Wait,
finding a
shared
guide
thing?
comes up, but there's nothing on the handout. It's just a
Okay.
blank
Yeah.
handout.
You literally can't see the
Okay.
GM notes. Okay, don't worry then. What guides had I given you again? Yes, those ones.
You gave us...
Azaka, Iku, Hugh, and the two that you've currently got.
Yes.
Yes.
Azaka, Eiko, you Hackstone. You Hacken. Did you say him?
And I believe
Yes, I did.
Azaka had the one for the quest, yes.
And Hugh, I believe.
Hugh did as well? Okay.
No, he does
Oh,
not.
no. Wooden Hugh?
I know there is another one. I'm sure there is. Yes. No, it's the other dwarf that has it, the one that you guys haven't found.
We
So, yeah.
haven't found.
During the night, a big storm sets in. The I guess enchantment, we'll call it, over the building keeps it quiet, but it's still very obvious there's a big storm raging outside, and if you look outside, you can basically see maybe 10 feet in front of you through the thick rain and fog. And it gets really cold. The nights have always been a bit colder than usual, than the days by quite a margin, but it's freezing tonight with this rain having rolled in, but the thickness in the air and the mugginess is still very prevalent. It's almost like you're swimming or walking through water or the air, and how you breathe, how it affects your breathing. It's very, very still thick and cloying, even with the cold crispness.
So it's like outside my place right now, only cold.
Quite possible. Imagine like a bayou or something like that, but in winter.
Yeah. It's very humid where I live.
I did tell the party I was going downstairs for a pint, but sneaky out the door into people's houses.
You're gonna do
This
this.
is storm.
Sneaky,
But
sneaky.
doesn't that mean they're all at home because of the storm?
Quite possible.
It
Did
it also
the-
makes
the
a lot of
more-
noise.
did the more good aligned players want to incite him when he went for a pint? quote unquote?
I would give him a look and tell him he probably shouldn't if he's thinking of other things, but ultimately I would leave it up to him.
Like ultimately, I don't mind in party roles
Guidance, that
Yeah.
insight.
too much. I mean, you can use guidance on whatever you want to use guidance on if you want it. I think, can't you? Is guidance able to?
Oh no,
be
that's
used?
only for the
Yeah, it's
check
any
thing.
skill check.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, for the
Yeah.
skills. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's insight. He's insight rolling. It's a skill check, isn't it? Or is it the saves that it does?
It's ability
I think
check, I believe.
Skill check and saves.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually.
I
So
can't.
you-
I can't.
you can-
I'll have
you can
to
insight
Google it.
You should be able to do it on an insight then.
Yep. I'll roll for it. Is it-
Yeah, you just roll the insight and then add the d4.
Ah. Never do 4.
So go to your character sheet and insight.
Hold on a minute. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Got the kids rolling all over me as well. Sorry, boys. Just give me a second.
It's alright.
And then roll the inside for him. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yeah, yep, insight. And you gotta roll it at 14. Yep. Well, you can tell that Roland has other ideas besides a pipe. Yeah. Like, even if he stops down at the bar, you know that the bar's not the only place he's going. But
I
with
did
that being
actually want to go get a pint, but I was also heading out.
That being
I'm gonna
that
get drunk before I start stealing from people.
assuming you don't don't stop him or anything like that.
Like I said,
I
I
believe
did.
yeah, I did pull you guys over. Except it'll be black, won't it, for you guys?
No, we can actually see everything on this one.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, Roland, you can choose wherever you want to start, really.
As Roland walks out the door, Jake looks at him and keep me in mind, eh?
I'm actually looking at nothing right now. I've just got a white grid. I think this is my end thing.
Trailer reloading.
But you can see,
I'll-
like,
I'll quickly read it.
the ones who can, so you can see
I have
the
to.
street and the houses.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, like I see the floor plans and all.
Yes, the beds look very modern.
Well, you know.
And I just realized that this needs to be turned around, actually. There's no entrance. Here we go.
The dude's got a bar. Good on him.
This isn't one house. That is a bar.
Oh, well, whatever. Look, I don't know how these people live.
Each to their own,
I
man.
wish I had a bar.
Have you reloaded?
Yeah, but still nothing is loading.
That's food.
It
Try-
seems like the Fades don't want me stealing.
Moving us to somewhere else than moving us back? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I don't think I've came across where it just doesn't load for one person.
I'm going to quickly close Chrome. Try and like just mess around with the computer for 2 seconds. See if that'll work.
Well, I also moved us backwards and forwards.
No, I can still see, but I think he restarted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting back in now.
Meow. Meow.
If this doesn't work this time, yeah, I think I'm just getting drunk.
The cleric's words guided him to stay safe and stay warm.
Yeah. I think I'm getting drunk.
Okay. Well then,
Yeah, it's just still not working for me. I'll flag the plans. The party convinced me.
that's fine. Can you see the map now?
The map?
Yeah, I moved us to another page.
No, but I can see my token.
Oh,
You can see your token. You
I
have a
can't
token?
see
Yes.
his. Oh, I see my token, but not his.
Yeah, we're on the.
All I
north
can,
of the map.
yeah, all I can see is my token in like the bottom right corner.
You're still on the fucking other page, but it obviously hasn't loaded any of the map or anything.
I've just got that your connection has been interrupted red box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just keep it safe. If I can't see what I'm doing, I can't really rob anyone.
No, you cannot. So, the next morning, after everyone wakes up, whether it's nursing their head from drinking their blind sorrows away, or just resting in your rooms, you wake up and the next day is much the same as the night. The storm's still heavy outside, and this is the first time that it's actually been cold during the day as well. Like, the rest of the time you've been here, the mornings heat up very quickly from the cold desert nights to back to the mugginess of a swamp. It's almost within an hour of daybreak it's happening, but this morning, even after daybreak and everything, it's still bitter cold, and the rain has turned almost into a sleeting sideways with the wind, and thunder and lightning are crashing hard out at sea. But you are free to do what you wish. As per normal, there is a quote-unquote continental breakfast in the lobby. Well, not lobby, the eatery area.
Mhm.
The respos. There's again still very few people seem to be staying here. You see one or two at breakfast, and they seem to be minding their business. You'd be able to pass conversation with them, but they wouldn't have anything overtly interesting for you guys. Just general rumors and hearsay. But yeah, besides that, you guys have a day ahead of you.
Well, I'd turn to them. I guess, again, the first thing we should do is try to find one of these boards and see how we can get into contact with some of these guides looking for help.
Thank you.
I would ask the innkeeper how one gets into contact with a guide.
I mean, sorry, I'm taking a drink. Most guides, they tend to stick around the places where adventurers go. I mean, the bars, the restaurants, I guess you might find them at the sideshow places like the Executioner's Run or the dinosaur races. They can be found everywhere, frankly.
All right, thank you. One other thing, this weather, is this normal? How long does this last for?
This is a big storm, but I mean, it's common. We get all kinds of weather any time of the year. We don't have set weather periods. I mean, you've surely already noticed the vast differences even before now between temperatures at night and day. I mean, it's a tropical climate here where it's the weather. We put up with it. Some think it's the gods crying. Some know that it's just the weather.
I see. It's just so cold. I found it odd. I didn't know if it was the start of any type of season or anything like that.
Oh no, it just means that the storm's blown in over the ocean from the south. It comes up from I forget something Dale, some cold breezy place down off the south coast.
Icewind?
Yes, that might be it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to be out and about again, but we should be back later on this evening.
That's fine. I would say try to keep dry, but it's not going to be possible if you're going outside.
I imagine that would be a little tough, yes.
And she chuckles as she shuffles back to doing what she's doing, which is just general and keep things tidying and cleaning in front of housing.
Okay. So this is sort of because we saw the ad for like those specific, adventurers. Like Zaka's the only one I know who has a thing. Like here at the harbor. Like, have we seen other like postings for guides anywhere else?
You would have been able to find a couple of other message boards.
And if so, are they the same postings or are they different postings?
A lot of the times, the more common ones are the ones that you see and have seen frequently. Are these ones like River and Flask and stuff? The more, I guess, reputable ones, but there are lesser known ones that are basically just, hey, I'm looking for work, we'll do anything.
Gotcha.
That sort of stuff.
I was just hoping that we would sort of know where they kind of hung out, and that way it would be sort of around where these postings were, but I guess not.
Well, you can ask around.
Yeah, which is, I think, what we're going to have to do.
Directions. Well, yeah. It's a factor of most people will have heard of them or know of where they frequent and everything, so you can be pointed in the right direction easy enough.
Yeah, which is what I think we're going to have to do. We're going to have to just do the footwork for it. Again, and I think we should try to find this Azaka, because we know she needs help at the very least.
Well, fine with that. Is the rest of the party?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said,
Sure.
though, I assume that would be like your quote-unquote main goal for the day is finding, I'll say, Azaka.
Yeah.
If she's the one that you're going to specifically be looking for. And you do get told that she frequents a certain bar most evenings, not all evenings, and they're unsure if she's there anytime.
Oh, no.
soon or recent. Like she could be there tonight. She might not be if she's out and about already or something like that. But you get given a location that you can at least keep tabs on and keep an eye or leave a note with or something.
Yeah.
But throughout the day, as you're doing this, you do actually run into I believe it's River
Misk and
Yep.
Flask of Wine.
It's only one of them.
Okay.
I'm just seeing which one it is. Yes, it is River, the sister with one eye. And she comes up to... I assume you guys are sticking together today?
Yeah, I mean...
No reason to split, I guess, really. Unless someone wants to go do hard labor and get an exertion level.
Sounds like so. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. But, River comes up to you and... there you are. I've been looking for you. I was hoping to, find you before this set in, but, I found you now. So, what are your plans exactly for the future?
Well, things are sort of up in the air. Short term, we're looking for, well, frankly, money. Jobs that suit our set of skills, although perhaps a slightly different set of skills than you've seen.
No questions asked.
They don't like my methods.
Well, it's just me and my brother were talking, and I know we have a contract at least for a while, but we think that it might be better if we just leave things as they are and let you continue on yourselves. Frankly, the heat that killing Shago, and she says that a bit under her breath, the heat that could bring us in the future. Me and my brother we're thinking of leaving for a time, just until things get sorted. But we don't want to do it and leave things in bad faith either. We don't want to be seen as breaking our contract or just abandoning you or anything like that. That's why we want to know what the plans are. I guess, as you said, you have a short-term one for making money, but so do we. But we also like our hides on our bones.
Well, again...
Sorry, I missed that last part.
They like their hides on their bones. They don't fancy the idea of getting played for what they did if it gets found out.
I mean, that seems like fair enough.
I take it you have a place of where to go, or are you simply going out?
We may do. We are unsure whether we stay in Cholt or not. It might be the better idea for us to leave, but at the same time, just disappearing into the forest for a while, I'm personally not against the ideal. That's why we ask if you guys are going to be in desperate need for us, then we might consider coming with you, but otherwise we will probably be leaving in the next day or two once the storm clears.
I see, and I'll certainly admit I hadn't entertained too much of a possibility of things getting back to us, but I suppose that is a rather important thought.
Please don't think that we've heard news and we're going to withhold that or anything. As far as we know, the only people who know are the people that did it and whoever wanted it done. Besides that, it's just we like to keep a low profile, and if this all comes out, it would be better that it didn't come out, and if it does, that we are as far away from Cholt, or at least Nyanzaru, as possible.
No, and well, of course, we need to discuss it as a group. Personally, I think I agree with you. Our sort of overarching reason for being here leads us into, well, the wilds in the jungle. I know I certainly wouldn't be amiss disappearing into there for some time, if necessary.
Well, I will give you a little background, should we say, on who and what we may have just done. But Shago is the son of one of the merchant princes, and I mean, not that they have found out yet, but when they do, I cannot see good things happening.
Do you know which merchant prince?
Yes, Xanthi is his mother. Or was, I suppose.
Can you give us a few moments?
By all means. I mean, do you need like just a few moments, or did you want to meet up later and have a proper conversation?
Well, I think, well, a little of both, honestly.
All right. Well, where are you staying? Me and Flask, we'll come by this evening sometime, and we'll tell you what we can, and we'll find out what's happening. And that gives you guys time to figure out what you're doing too.
Right. Yes. That would likely be for the best.
Okay, well, it was good seeing you, and we will see you later. And she...
Before they just leave,
yeah.
I will actually tell them where we came from.
Yes, yeah.
Where we're saying, because they said that, but we didn't actually say anything.
We told him before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
after they came and met you. Or did you go meet them?
I think we went.
I think we
we'd
just
arranged a place to meet.
Yeah.
Either way, small like little takes of it's just logical that you would have shared that after agreeing to it. It's okay. You don't need to make a point of that. I'm not that anal about it. But
You
yes,
never know, though.
disappears off into the thick sleeting rain and leaves you to do what you were doing beforehand.
So I think we're going to, well, I mean, I would turn to the other people. Let's head back to our room for a minute and have a talk, not quite so out in the open.
Yes. Well,
I think
So, out of character, does someone want to catch me up on what just happened?
Yeah. So River Mist, our guide, comes to us and says that she and her brother are going to be basically heading out of the city in order to lay low, because there's likely going to be big heat about the killing of Shago, who turns out is in fact one of the sons of one of the merchant princes. I say, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's a really good idea. We'll talk to you in a little bit, because now, I mean, obviously I want to talk to the party about, we should attempt to go with them in order to lay low and just do some actual exploring of the, wilderness itself.
Yeah, I get that's a good idea. But then again, we're all leaving also suddenly, kind of like really suspect, don't you think?
I mean, to who?
I suppose, yeah.
The only people that I guess really know you're here are people that know that you're likely to be leaving and coming and going quite a bit anyway.
Yeah, and who we've been giving a good bit of money to. That's also important.
Yeah. Her too. I was thinking more Wakanga and Syndra. Not
Gotcha.
Syndra. Fucking
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just sort of hoping it wasn't Wakanga's son.
Oh, that would be pretty bad.
No.
But either way, yeah, that's what I propose. I propose if they're willing, we go with them. We go out into the wilderness for an extended foray.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting to know the wilderness a little bit better around these areas anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's
It
definitely
really
a good
wouldn't hurt,
idea
though.
that everything's on the low. Because I don't think we can trust, I mean, we obviously can't trust the person who gave us the job to keep us safe from the repercussions of the job. And if we try to sell her out, it's just our word against hers, and we're nobody.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, I think the one person who gave us the job is the one person that could keep us safe from the reaper, the effects of it. But
Could.
I still
her
don't
herself-
like sticking around in the city to find out.
Yeah, her herself doesn't want to. I mean, look, she had to even send a message.
Yeah, she doesn't even want to
Saying,
see
"That is
us.
the job."
She doesn't
Yeah.
want to be in the same room as us. Yeah.
But I don't think she want to protect us.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a easier to be deniably plausible.
Yeah. And like maybe there's something where we can find the dyer and all that, but I imagine that just winds up in a dead dyer. So yeah, I mean, I think we try to go out into the jungle with River Mist and Flask of Wine and lay low for a while, or just do adventure-y things, exploration things.
Might be an idea.
Yeah.
But it's still only like not even midday by the time you guys would have had a decent discussion and everything like that. Like I said, the actually finding the information for the other guide wouldn't have taken very long at all. Been a factor of like walk into a bar, pull up one of the posters and be like, anyone know where to find this guy?
Right. But I mean, to be honest though, I think that needs to get put on hold for, I mean, like, that's sure, that's a good alibi or plausible, we're heading out for this as well, but I mean, likely River Mist and Flask of Wine have had to hide before and have done so successfully. So that's my vote.
Yeah, I've had to go camping out in the wilderness for a while.
Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing some more dinosaurs myself.
I guess, does anybody, like, even before talking to them, because I imagine they're going to be eager to go as soon as possible, does anybody need to do any shopping for,
Yeah, that was my next question. How long would they reckon we're going to be out there?
I would guess, like, and then again, this is just a guess based on absolutely nothing, but like a month.
Yeah, it could be the rest of your adventure that you're out there.
Okay.
This will be probably your guys fully setting out.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you still have an ultimate goal for being here in the first place.
Yeah.
Right, and I think this gets us closer to that ultimate goal than, doing jobs and making money, frankly.
Yeah.
Quite possible. Well, as you guys are doing whatever you're doing throughout the day, and it gets closer to the evening, probably early evening sometime, why can't they just watch it together? I'm just chucking them here because I assume you'll let them in, but
Yeah.
the the innkeeper comes and
Oh God, they're gonna betray us.
tells you that two tabaxi are asking after you and have come to see you apparently, and asks if you'd like them let in.
Yes.
And at which point, yes, they walk in.
Well, hello, friends. We've been talking some amongst ourselves, and we agree with you. We think it's a good idea to make ourselves scarce and spend some time in the jungle. And if you're willing, and it sounds as if you are, even coming to us, well, frankly, we'd like to spend that time with you. And then I look real sheepish. I'm joking.
Gay.
Just wondering if we could ooh in the jungle.
Maybe could we, please? But well, so you're heading out, are you? Do you think you're prepared? Have you got everything you need? I mean, me and Flask, we travel pretty light and we're pretty self-sufficient, but the jungle's not easy, especially the further you get away from civilization. And if you're wanting to hide, there's every chance that we're going to have to be hiding from some of the more influential groups in Chult.
So travel light.
Well, I don't.
Either travel light if you have the skills to, or be beyond well prepared.
Right, boys, this is the last time. I might just spend the rest of my gold while I've got it.
Is there anything particular you would recommend for us? I'm a druid, you've seen. I create good berries, I create food, I have water, I have tents, ropes, all the normal sundries an adventurer would have. Is there anything that we're missing?
Insect repellent. I would suggest at least a few jars of that, and probably, well, if you can magically cleanse food and water, that'll be less of an issue.
Yeah.
We know there's a lot of poisonous things as well, so if you can find or make any kinds of antidotes or anti-venom, that might be a good idea.
I'm really proficient at spotting diseases and whatnot. So.
I sort of.
She looks at you and she says, and honestly, I know you lot don't really like to do it, but I would suggest parting with your armor. It's going to be tough out there, and wearing 30-40 pounds of steel, it won't do you any favors. But it is your choice.
I'll think on it.
I just want to quickly bring up that I not only have a rain catcher, but I also have fishing tackle, so I can get food and water.
Well, you are a little bit more prepared than some who head out then. I also suggest something to, I guess, keep you sane, something to keep you happy and keep your mood up. I mean, you never know what we might find out there and how it might affect you.
Oh, do you want to play some craps?
like an instrument or something, or
I've got a dice set. We can play gambling games.
The journey, it'll be slow in parts. Some areas of Chult and very hard to get through, even past the thick jungles and through that. That's tough enough having to walk over and through the roots and everything. But I mean, sometimes rivers are too strong and you just have to wait for them to quell a bit. Sometimes you've got time to kill and spare.
I see.
Yes,
fair enough.
Might dip the armor. Actually, I might drop the heavy armor.
Is there?
Might buy some bottles of wine.
Again, Greg, don't think I'm trying to like strong arm your character into getting rid of it or anything like that.
But
They
within
would
character.
suggest against it. Like
Yeah.
you are probably the only person in the city who is walking around in heavy armor.
Is there anything like a beast of burden that we could purchase that could carry these things? If he's not wearing his armor, then surely, though, we can strap it on to an animal for when he needs to wear it, or something.
I mean, possible, but
or is this not
again,
a very good
most
idea?
I mean, it's an idea to be sure, but a lot of beasts of burden are quite expensive, and I mean, me and my brother, we're not rich personally, and you were talking about finding general work and preferring not to. So I imagine you're looking a bit worse for wear on the funds department.
I'm sure we
You
can.
know what? I'll just wear the light. I'll just wear the light armor. Oh,
Scrap together a couple hundred gold between us. I mean, it wouldn't have much use out in the wilderness anyway.
That is your guys' decision, though.
so I wouldn't mind bringing the heavy armor, but no. Yeah.
I mean, you can make your squire carry it. He's basically not carrying anything. It's just remember your AC adjustments and everything.
It goes down a lot.
Is there anything that they would recommend? Something like, I mean, I just want to strap my gear onto a velociraptor and have it follow us around.
I mean, dinosaurs are sold, and they're the more expensive ones, though. I mean, they're hardy, they're made for the land of Joel, really. But again, very, very expensive. You could probably find cheap draft horses or something like that, but how they would fare out in the thicks of the jungle,
Right.
I honestly don't know.
Fair enough. Man, I don't even know what
Yeah, 'cause that's my last line of defense right there.
Last line is your first line.
I mean, at least I'd have the squire carry it. Yeah.
My internet's being real buggy, so I can't find out the price of a
I'm
bottle
looking it
of
up
wine.
now. Yeah. How much is a horse? I don't know. 10,000 gold.
I mean, they're not animal traders. They don't know direct prices.
Yeah, I understand.
Does it have a direct pricing on the sheets?
No,
there
it would
could
be in
be
the
prices, but
handbook. Let's see. So I imagine we're not quite shopping yet, but we want things like rope. I've got a tent at the very least, insect repellent, apparently instruments, so we don't go crazy on the wild.
Oh shit! It loaded.
Has it not been loaded this entire time? I feel so sorry.
I've been trying to find the price of the alcohol and mounts.
Uh-huh.
I've only just loaded up the price of mounts.
Ugh. I'm
An
attempting.
elephant is 200 gold pieces.
Oh, look, if an elephant's 200 gold, surely we can afford a velociraptor.
I don't think you'll find an elephant, Joel. You have more chance of finding a velociraptor.
A horse is a horse for draft can carry a horse that's for carrying shit can carry way more for 25 gold pieces cheaper. It's only 50 gold.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust, to be honest.
It actually also moves 20 feet slower and can carry
I'd just make
60
the slave
more pounds.
Squire do it.
Yeah, I
What?
might just get the squire to carry it.
I'd just make the slave, Squire, carry it.
But
We
here's what I
can
imagine
get a
happens.
donkey or mule though for 8 gold pieces.
Like we load the squire up with like tons of extra stuff or whatever, and like the very first river we get to, he just like sinks, and it's all gone forever.
Well, not to mention the fact, like, he could probably carry his stuff and Jake's armor and stuff, but like, probably can't carry much more than that.
Yeah.
How about a donkey or mule for 8 gold pieces?
I mean, even that is great. Just put a kid or something on.
That's 420 pounds carrying capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we could load it up with like ropes.
That's pretty cheap. And it's actually worth about 5 copper pieces to feed it
So
I mean, I bet
for a day.
good berries too.
let's say we buy some
probably.
of this bug repellent, some things to keep us occupied. Rope, of course. Like we'll need more oils and things like that. Is there anything else we're not particularly thinking of? I assume we all have tents and things as I look towards the others. We have some water and can hopefully forage for more.
I mean, besides buying a donkey or mule, being should we not thing, I basically probably just want to get a bottle of wine or two, and then I'm good. I'm just having trouble finding the price because my internet doesn't want to work.
Yeah. Well, shall we meet up tomorrow then, ready to go after we buy some last minute sundries and things?
Sure, it works for us. I mean, we're packed basically. We carry everything we have.
You
And-
travel that lightly.
I mean, yeah, we just need a tent and we hunt for our meals for the most part.
Well, fair enough.
I mean, you imagine they would have some rations and stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, they've got. I mean, their backpacks look pretty laden, but yeah, they're not carrying around like a house worth of stuff with them.
Yeah.
But it's definitely enough. It's a packed adventure. It's packed with stuff.
Ugh.
Assuming so. I will. There's fucking GM notes as well. I'm just gonna copy and paste the insect repellent rules so you guys know the prices and everything, and you can deduct it yourself.
Okay.
On whatever you want to buy.
Oh, greasy salve.
There are canoes as well you can buy, though those are expensive. 50 gold each expensive. Yeah. And then the rest is, basic adventuring prices, really.
Alright, I guess the only real thing is, do we want to buy a mule?
Do we want to buy a mule?
Yeah, buy a mule.
A mule.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea being at that price.
Okay. We can do it, and we can hope for the best. If nothing else, the mule will eat good berries.
I mean, the mule can carry its food, and it's really cheap to feed it.
Yeah, but then it can't carry your guys' shit.
Right. Because, my idea right now is just to spend my money on just stuff. The little odds and ends that you need. You know, grappling hooks, extra rope, you know, buckets, blankets, all this little sundry stuff that you might need if you're going out into the wilderness for, you know, a month. Hunting traps, things of that nature.
I mean, I've got 30 gold left, and I can't really carry anything else.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
So
I got like 42 left.
I'd be happily.
I can't carry.
I'd be happy to
else.
donate money.
I mean, most of the things are pretty cheap. It's just, you know, we got to make a list and actually do the money for it. Because, you know, like, nets are useful, traps are useful, all this kind of stuff. And
Can you guys see that? Shared equipment
yes.
Yes.
as a handout. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Whereabouts?
so basically anything on shared equipment is just the quote unquote party loot, and will be on We Will Save the Donkey. So
Sure. Now I'll just start making some stuff, and then we'll write some prices and all that, you know.
Yep.
Pedland.
and we'll do all this, and once we're fully planned out for the start of the expedition, we'll call the session there.
Okay.
But we'll make sure we actually do it all now, or else we'll do the old we'll talk about it during the week and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
not actually do it. And we're
We-
still early as, so that's why I figured might as well do it now, and then next week is the start of the expedition, the proper full one.
We could also buy a wagon.
I don't think a wagon's going to
35
be
gold, though.
useful for going into the unexplored jungle.
I would suggest, if I was a player, building a kit or something like that. Something that just basically it's kind of like a cart but doesn't have wheels and stuff. It just drags along behind on the ground. It's basically a stretcher that follows behind the horse or donkey.
Sure, like a litter.
Yeah, litter. Yeah, that's another word for it. A litter. I knew there was another word for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste the money or honestly the time, because I do not see a cart getting more than a couple of miles away from the city.
That's like. So I'm literally just like going down the list, and you know,
Yeah,
acid,
that's fine.
nice, can't afford it. Antitoxin, nice, can't afford it really. You know,
I'm not gonna speak for him, but I do know that Victor has like 20 gold, so I would assume he would be okay with putting some of it into the party, but I'm not gonna allow all of it to be put in.
sure, and you know, some candles, always useful. I mean, I can use light spell, but you know,
Save the slots.
well, it's a cantrip, but even still.
Oh, okay.
Climbing clit, and I'll just keep on saving this so you guys can see every so often too.
And if anyone has any ideas, say, and Grim will edit, no doubt.
Yeah.
Anything to help with my healing? Anything first aid related?
First aid kits.
Yep.
Every adventuring party should have at least one first aid kit in case the cleric goes down.
Yeah.
Oh no, we need to stop him bleeding out. Does anyone have a first aid kit? Damn.
I've got a fishing rod.
I've got means to create water.
Do you? Well, that's great then, because that means we're, you know, set on like food and drink if we cannot find food and drink.
Yeah, and I can also cure food as well if it goes the wrong way.
You don't always want to have to rely on the
much-
magic for that, though.
No, you don't,
Yeah.
but it would be a nice to have.
How much does the ladder cost?
I mean,
Probably
relatively cheap. Like most of those things are relatively
So
cheap.
Most of
5
those
copper
things-
pieces.
Most
Five
of
I'll
those
silver.
buy
things
us a
you'd
10
probably,
foot ladder.
most of those things you'd probably make as you needed, because it's more how are you going to transport a ladder. But a bundle of rope and a couple of sticks would do the same job.
Yeah.
How much uses does a healer's kit have?
I think it's just an open-ended thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So what, you use it.
As long as you have it. That's why it's like, you chuck the first aid kit in the shared equipment so anyone can at least try to save even if they don't have the skills for it.
I've got a healer's kit on me. I brought one last time I done shopping.
Yeah, but it's
So I'll throw that into the shopping. I'll throw it into the shared group.
first aid kits and stuff like that, are more for the non-clerics who maybe need to save the cleric when they go down. Blowgun needles.
You never know.
Yep.
It's one of those things.
And yeah, things like the litter and ladders and stuff like that, River would point out the point that you can make things like that for half the price. Just a little bit of effort before you leave. Lock. You never know.
Like, this is my too long, but probably not long enough list.
It's the thing sometimes, isn't it? You've got all these things that you're like, I wish I could take it all, but then you're like, I can't even afford half of it.
Oh no, because
Well, yeah, now I need to find out
This
prices.
is a list of things that you may or may not want to need to take. Like, it's not the list that you've acquired yet. Let's see if you have the prices. But like all of it is pretty much sundry stuff you can find easy enough.
Yeah. Looking at that list, does anybody think of anything else that really like stands out? And like, it's like something's to be said always for like spare weapons and whatnot too, but as a druid I can just use a club. So, you
You can just go grab a stick and go shillelagh.
Exactly. Probably chalk.
I mean, it's a great spell.
Probably
Seems like a
caltrops,
rather
but they're a
good
little bit
list.
heavy too. And then, inevitably, we're going to have to decide which of these things we're going to ditch as our, mule dies.
Yeah, that's usually the case that comes up.
I already have 2 bags of caltrops.
Do you? Okay. I will go ahead and
So I'm not sure if that will be
strike
enough,
from
but
the
I do have
list.
2.
I guess. Soap? I mean, you never know. Pretty important to stay clean. Alright, let's see about prices now. I'm just going to write it next to it. And man, why couldn't I have written this down in like order or anything like that?
Jeez, depending on how good of a lock you want, those are expensive.
Yeah, that's why I put it in there as a luxury, because it starts at like 10 gold.
Yep.
And, that's It's
Don't
definitely
forget,
a luxury.
At
as
at
fancy
the
and magical as everything is, there's no such
list
thing as
I'm looking
machining. This is an Eberron,
at
folks.
on the list I'm looking at, it's 20 to 150. I'm not sure
I
how
mean-
right this list is then.
Locks and things like that would depend a lot more on campaign setting.
Hmm. I
Like-
also wonder if we have anything that needs to be locked.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are more into the unlocking.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. We don't right now, but you never know.
You
The
might not
climber's
have
kit
enough
sounds-
manacles, and you would need to use a chain and a lock to lock someone up.
The climber's kit sounds really awesome.
Yeah,
Is
that's. I mean,
Probably something we'd need.
at the end of the day, that is like a climber's kit for one, though.
Yeah. At the same time, though,
That's
that's not
awesome.
like that's still got pythons and stuff like that. So if you got some extra ones, then you just have one person with a climber's kit who goes and lays all the pythons out, and then
Yeah.
everyone else just climbs.
We can barely afford one.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No. This website that I'm looking at, completely wrong. No? This is D&D 4.
Those look really expensive, Grim.
This is from the handbook.
10 feet of chain is 5 gold.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Fair enough. I suppose it is just stronger rope.
Yeah, yeah. Not the most exciting part, but
No, but that's a part
pretty
that is
necessary, yeah.
Yeah.
Climber's kit. Whoa, that's pretty expensive too.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what kind of price you want to put on a first aid kit. It's one of those like not listed things. Unless there's like a healer's kit, and yeah, it's a healer's kit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
I will say Vidine puts in 10 gold for quote unquote party funds. It's half of what he's got. I'm sure he'd be okay with more than that, but I'm not prepared to do more than that.
Sure. And if nothing else, I'm a druid.
I'm-
I'll pony it up. It's hourly money.
I'm actually happy to put all 30 of my gold pieces in. So,
Yeah, I'm happy to
Yes.
throw the rest of my 16 gold pieces in.
I'll see if.
Yeah, united in murder and united in shopping things.
Yeah.
4 things.
Hmm.
Well, keep doing the prices, and
Yeah.
I will talk to Victor whenever I see him online, and I'll ask him if he puts in all of it with you guys or just half.
Blowgun needles.
Flask and River would probably be able to put in 10 between them as well. Seeing as it seems to have been put forward that it's going to be kind of like a joint effort party thing.
Yeah. Just so, what they're willing to make to. I'm sure they'd rather not live in squalor.
We'll just mute you quickly, Greek. You can unmute yourself when you check yourself on touch to speak.
Does anybody have 1,000 gold for spyglass?
I was wrong at 1,000 gold.
Maybe if you went out last night. All right.
Yeah, but then there's a chance you may not have gotten a chance to spend that 1,000 gold. You might have extradited your situation.
You know, the map I'm on at the moment is covered in tokens, a white background, and a blue smudge.
I like it.
God, your computer's
I'll take a picture of it and send it to Discord.
Yeah.
All right.
It's actually weird. It's like the only map I've seen was the first one we were on.
I unmuted you, Greg, since Bob stopped crying. Of course, the baby stopped crying the second I was a dickhead and muted him.
Well,
Whoa.
But no, in general, this was not a bad session. Pretty chill. Almost had your cleric die from exhaustion.
That was really close.
Not even close.
Really close.
No, not even far from it, man.
Your squire was literally dragging you by your lapels.
Like, I don't even know how you can get another level of exhaustion after not even being able to move, but it's just one more and it's death, no questions
It's
asked.
basically you've been lying there staring up at the sky for the past 12 hours, the last of your life fades.
Yeah, it's like, since you can't move, you can't get food in you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can do it on the spot.
Alright, so like everything I have down there in like a couple things in multiples, like, a bunch of nets, a couple grappling hooks, more than one hunting trap and whatnot, comes out to about 78 gold and then a handful of copper. Or silver.
What are you talking about?
How much copper? I still have 7 silver and 15 copper too.
I don't know. I didn't figure out the copper or silver yet.
So-
The important thing is like the 78 gold.
Yeah.
Oh, and then 8 for a mule itself. So 86.
So 10 from them, at least 10, so 20 from the ones who don't have a voice at the moment.
15.
I had 30.
That's 65.
3-0.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you get my 15 as well?
Yeah, that's 65. And how much did you have, Grum?
I have like 42. I'll pony up the rest if there's rest.
Yep.
Just tell me how much it is so I can mark it.
65. And what you said, 86?
Yes, 86.
Whatever the difference is. between-
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
But do what?
Yeah, you're not seeing the map layer, Fraser.
Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah. The only map layer I've seen was the first one we were on.
Yeah.
Also, the handouts, they're just... yeah, the pictures and the handouts are just a broken link.
Okay. Yeah, it's fucked then. Greg, are you tapping boys back or something after a feed?
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear that?
Oh, no, it's all good. It just sounds like you're clapping some cheeks.
Really? I thought it was making macaroni.
Yeah, right. Like, it wasn't horrendously loud or anything like that,
No,
Greg.
it wasn't definitely.
Just the background tapping away.
It's just rhythmic.
But yes, shopping is done. You guys can afford all that.
Oh, and then I'll pay for any bug repellent because I didn't write that down either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
I'll buy
Well,
some
well,
of both.
like 20 doses or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you want to buy. You can choose that.
Oh god. And I'll just take a couple of extra gold for all the coppers and silvers.
Oh, guys,
Seems a half decent list.
Yeah.
that was a decent session, and we will catch up next week. Hopefully, the right day next week, because I won't be moving and
Hopefully with everyone.
run over to fielding.
He's been booked and he's been fed.
But I am going to go have a smoke and catch you guys later.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah, peace out.
Oh wait, did Grim? You
Oh yeah. Look, this is Grimcad. We are signing on out. We've got a ton of stuff done today. We have more things than we should ever need. Here's hoping. And if not, I imagine we'll find out pretty soon. But yeah, good session, guys. We didn't get in trouble for killing people just yet. Although we believe we're in trouble for doing it.
No, we believe that we could get in trouble for it, and we
Nice.
just want to be out of town just in case we are.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, right now, like, they do know your face and your name. But let's
They know two of my names.
Yeah,
They know too.
they do it.
But you know, I'm sure nothing will ever come of that.
Nah.
But yeah, we'll try to be back Friday again. You know, this Friday we had some things come up. It's normal. Everybody has lives. But
Yeah, this week has been fucked because of me for both sessions. Sorry, guys.
Well,
I've just with moving and everything, things have been hectic and trying to get it restabilized.
yeah.
That was sort of out of your control.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we should be back on track, able to make things work normally from this week onwards for a while until things happen again, because that's life.
Yep. All right.
Sounds
Well, bye-bye.
Bye.
He's later.
Bye-bye.
Now we're
All right, and we are done.